Morning. It is Sunday morning. I don't know if it's the 20th or 21st of January, I'm not quite sure. And I've just got on top of Broadway and Third, who I actually call Broadway the Turd. But as you can see, he is far from a turd. He just had a bit of personality when he first came. He's been here for just a touch over 2 weeks, and he's by Fox Wedge. And it's no secret that I definitely have a love affair with fox wedges. I just think they're the nicest horses, and he's no different. He is just lovely. He's an absolute delight of a horse, and I love having him here. He's a character. He's a 2-year-old colt. He's not colty at all. He looks like a colt. He's quite bully. You know, there's plenty of neck on him. He's got a little bully head on him, and he's Broadway and First's younger brother, and Broadway and First, he stayed a colt for a long time because his temperament was so good, and obviously got gelded when they thought it was affecting his ability on the racetrack. But this guy's very quiet like that too. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a 2-year-old and he's got character, and you know, he can shy a bit and do a few little naughty things, but generally speaking, I just absolutely love him. So he came and had his head tied down for a couple of days before I rode him, making giving his lower jaw a bit, and he's got a really good mouth, he's got a really good attitude, and he's got a really nice stride on him too. I actually prefer him to Broadway and First, and only because, I mean, I'm going to call Broadway and First Fluffy because that's what I call him. Fluffy had sort of a little stride that used to go up and down on the spot, but you couldn't knock his ability because obviously he won so many races and he was just an absolute beauty. But this horse has got a really long stride, a big loping canter on him, and you can just sort of feel him reaching out in front of you, and he's got a nice trot and stuff too. His feet are probably a little bit soft, but then so are Fluffy's. And so, you know, I try and pick the right spots to ride him on, keep him off the rocks as best as possible. And type-wise, I think he's a really nice type of horse. He's immature looking. He's definitely a baby. He's got big open knees on him. He's got soft-looking knees too, so I'm pretty sure that will be what keeps him from, you know, racing early, is that they'll make sure that he's quite mature. But again, this is only my opinion, and you know, I'm not always right, that's for sure. And so, you know, so he is a little bit soft like that on type, and he's definitely got a lot of growing to do. He's not a small horse. He's, you know, he's got plenty of wits about him. He's just a nice horse. Look, he's perfect. He's intelligent. He's got, you know, great wit between his ears. He's got a lovely eye. He was a little bit nervous in the wash bay. That was very, very scary for him. It was a bit of a fight to even get him in there, and that was because he was genuinely scared. But we did fight, and I did win, and now he's great. You can hose him all over his head and everything like that, and he's just like, oh, whatever. So he just takes everything in his stride. I have to carry a whip with me because he's a little bit lazy, and as we know, they have to go forward. That's part of being a racehorse, so I've just slapped him then because he's just busy looking at something else. But look, he's not cold. He likes to stick things in his mouth, so he likes to bite you and put his lead rope in his mouth, put your reins in his mouth, put your jumper in his mouth. Basically everything goes in his mouth, and luckily he's a great eater too. He loves his food. Fluff was a great eater too, and that, you know, that's all great things. So I think you're going to find he's just going to take things in his stride. So I ride him long out here on the road because he's a baby. He's out here by himself, but you know, he's pretty good. But he does shy a bit, so you keep your legs on, carriage him forward. But he's happy. Come on, kid. You know, I think if he really did anything, boy, come on, he'd be doing it because he's genuine, like he's just passed that. Don't beep! Stupid! Oh, excuse me swearing, how stupid's that? Riding a young horse past the car and they beep at you. And that's a good friend of mine. He should know better than that. Luckily you're quiet. People are a little bit brain stupid when it comes to horses. They just don't know. Come on, buddy. He's good, as you can see. He's happy out here by himself. He's just really genuine. I love him. I really do. I love him a lot. And I would love to have a fox wedge. I probably never ever will, but I would definitely love to have one. Good boy. And they're very trainable too. I mean, to see Fox Largo win like she did first up over 1400, I mean, she was a special horse to ride too. She's a lot heavier in her type, and you know, the maturity, the time they've taken with her has been perfect. But I just think their ability to want to work with you just makes them really nice horses. Come on, kid. Come on, kid. There's lots of things to look at out here. But he just keeps his ears pricked and has a look. There's a horse over there, and he'll know that horse is there. There he goes, just had a bit of a look, but he doesn't care. So whatever. I love his whatever attitude. Come on. I'd love to say he's a beautiful, shiny, healthy black horse. But what he is a putridly dirty and dusty black horse. He wallows in the dust. He loves it. So he's quite grotty, as you can see. Come on, kid. A few horses up here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, good boy. So he knows there's those little ponies there. But he's just got his ears and his eyes are slightly looking at them. But he still just does his job. This is why I love him. I love honesty. Come on. Come on, buddy. I like working with nice colts too. You know, PK was a delight to ride, and this horse is a little bit similar to PK. I actually would have to say I actually prefer this horse on type. PK was quite heavy, but you know, you can't compare them. They're two different breeds, but you know, super temperament. He's a good boy. I'm just going to go to the end of the road here, and then turn around and trot back, and then canter him up the hill. Just a nice short little video for you, just so that you can see him, get an idea of, you know, what he's doing at the moment. So he might go to the track late next week or early the week after. Hopefully no one's in a rush for him. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. So I'll give you a look at him. There he is. He's a ripper. I know you probably all think I like all of them, and I don't. The ones that I sort of rant and rave about, I do really, really like. And luckily, that I like quite a few of the ATB horses, and quite a few of them go all right too, which is good. That's what happens when you ride a bit of quality. Come on, up here on the high side, kid. He's a good boy. Come on, round up. Knows he's heading for home. Just sticking his beak out a little bit, so I'm just tucking his nose in underneath. There's no sun out today, so I can't show you his shadow so that you can see what sort of frame he's working in. But he works very nicely in the contact. He's nice and steady. His wind doesn't seem to be an issue or anything, which is good as well. The 3 fox wedges I've had, none of them neither of them have made any noise in their wind, so that's probably a good thing about them. Come on, good boy. I mean, that's where he's just not colty. Like, he knows there's horses there, but he's not saying anything to them. Like, I just do my job. I think he quite likes me too. Most of them do. I make right and wrong pretty clear to them. I don't mess around. We might fight early, but later on, when they realise what I'm about, they just get on and do their job. Come on, boy. He's a good boy. I just think he's going to be a very easy horse to train. Good boy. He just doesn't work against you at all. He's a good boy. Come on. Come on. Down the hill. Actually, it's funny, the first couple of days trotting him down the hill, he didn't know how to carry me. He was quite uncertain about going down the hills and stuff. He was a bit wobbly on his feet, and I don't think he was overly comfortable with the saddle pushing forward on him as well. But now that he knows how to sort of sit himself back up and travel downhill nicely, he's quite comfortable. But he was one of the most noticeable ones I've ever had. That clearly found it strange trotting downhill with a rider on board. Good boy, come on. Over there and off the rocks. Come on. It's the problem when they shy, they go on the rocks, and with his soft feet I don't want him over there, so come on, come over here. Good boy. And canter. He's going to canter up the hill. Probably shy at this magpie if he doesn't move. Nope, but that's him. He doesn't really look that much. The first couple of rides I rode him, he was really looky, and I thought, oh, here goes. This is going to be a bit of fun. That's big shy then. But he's honest, he still goes forward. Go on, magpie, we're going to get you. If he shies at things, I think he's quite genuine about it. His canters, he's still a little bit unsure of his canter, actually. He hasn't really worked out what he's doing carrying me. So I don't know how much work he has had. But he's getting the gist of it and working it out. Good boy, good boy. He's a good boy. talk him in, encourage him through it, because I know he's trying really hard, so he's a good boy. Keep your legs on, you never know what's going to fly out of these bushes. But as you can see, he's just a sweetie. I will be definitely following him. I hope to get him again in later preparations too, particularly when you put in this time and effort to get them going so nicely. It's nice to get them back and just enjoy them, and I'm enjoying him. I've only had him for just over 2 weeks and I'm enjoying him. He's a good boy. It's quite hard work, this hill, for him. You just hear his nice even breathing. He's a good boy. But he's just going nice and kind. Looks at that piece of bark on the ground. Good boy. That's alright, he's allowed to look, as long as he's honest about it. Some of them look and jam the brakes on and spin around and do all sorts of things. Come on, kid. Come on, it's not over yet. He said, damn, I'm tired. Because he's lazy, he's a bit lazy too. He'd be quite happy to walk home on a drop rein, but I'm quite happy for him to trot downhill and learn how to carry me. Come on, kid. The sun's trying to come out. I'd love to show you his shadow so you get a little bit of a look of his frame, but it's not going to come out enough. Gosh, oh dear, we've had some hot days, haven't we? I don't normally ride on a Sunday, but I promised Pierre Morganti that I'd get some camera work done on all the horses, and he was the only one I didn't get done through the end of the week. And yesterday, just because I forgot to put the camera on for him, so I thought, well, I'll saddle you up Sunday and we'll do you today. He's a good boy. That's why I'm happy not to work him very hard today. This is actually his day off, so he won't get a day off in 2 weeks. But it's not like I'm busting his chops and drilling him to the ground. It's just a nice little stroll outside. When they're young like this, you don't have to work them hard. I think the most important thing is that you're riding them and you're educating them. And then when he starts going to the track, he'll learn to do his pace work, which, like I said, will be in a week, maybe beginning of the week after the next. And woo! You can see he doesn't throw his head. He's just sweet. If you're ever going to worry about him, I think you'd worry about him tripping over and falling on top of you because he's a little bit dopey. But he's a good boy. I don't know if you can see him. I know when I look over and think everybody can see stuff, they can't see it. But that's him. As you can see, he's a dirty boy. He's a strong boy. He's in excellent condition. He's spelled well. So, yeah, very uncomplicated. Very, very nice horse. I'm very happy to have him. Thank you. I'll keep you updated. I'll give you some track work on him too. Bye. I've just switched you back on just so that you can have a quick look at Broadway the Third in the wash bay, Broadway the Third, and you can see he's a lovely strong horse. You can see he's very high in his back end, so he's got quite a bit of growing to do, so he's going up in the back end and the front end will catch up. He's got a great head on him. He looks quite a bit like Broadway and First in the head, probably just a little bit prettier, but he's a really nice horse. He's very, very grotty, very dirty. Now you can see I didn't actually go very far up that road, but it's a very muggy day. I think it's about 30 degrees here, and you can see he's actually sweating. He's having a bit of a blow, and that's why I say, you know, with these young ones, I don't think you have to work them really hard to work them hard. Like, he feels like he's worked hard. He's blowing. Get over, bud. Get over. You see he's got a good strong back end. He's got quite a bit of length about him. He's a bit longer than his brother. Over. He's a bit scared of the water. Over. Over. Come on, get over. Over. He's scared of the drain. At least he does go in here and tries. He might be scared, but he's still doing it. Good boy. So that you can see he's got a lovely strong back end on him. He's got good legs. He's just got those slightly immature open knees on him. You know, but he is a baby. So anyway, that's him. He's glorious, aren't you? You're a good boy. He's my mate. So, thanks guys. Bye.